we would have a week break right now. And I do kind of think, okay, what am I going to do now? Because there's literally nothing to do. What's the word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the hot sun. Wondering free, wish I could be part of that world.
How do you handle being in lockdown?
I'm not capable of going out or seeing my friends. It is really hard, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm trying to make the best out of it.
For me, I don't really have that, well, quarantine vacation, some people call it, because, well, university just keeps going.
All my classes take place through Teams, Microsoft Teams. So I haven't really lost time on my university work. Of course, the most difficult part is not seeing my friends or my family.
I'm working out, of course, reading and watching tons of series. And I'm trying to make the best out of it.
I've been volunteering for the hospital, kind of like driving around blood samples for vulnerable patients that then don't have to go to the hospital to bring it. So I am trying to make the most of my time. Yeah.
I would usually study at the library, and then there are also all these people around you. And I would also like to do those sports classes at the university, and yeah, it doesn't happen anymore. So it is kind of weird to just see a few people that you live with.
I did kind of a to-do list and I wrote down on it all the topics that I was and I am still interested in, and I'm trying to research them.
I consider myself as lucky because I live on the countryside, so I can easily go out in my garden and enjoy the good weather if I want to read, take some fresh air.
What keeps you motivated?
Living each moment and appreciating it.
Well, for me, that would be people who work really hard and really strive to achieve their goals and are very passionate about that. And people who are very loving and just really care about what they do.
Usually when I can feel that I've helped other people, that I was useful to them, for example, in a group project or in a job. So last year I worked as a receptionist at the Chinese Visa Center in Brussels.
You shouldn't hold on to people, places, or objects. Someday they will disappear, and you shouldn't also focus on losing them, just on being there at the moment and appreciating each moment.
I feel like for me, inspiration mostly comes from either my studies or other things that I read. Yeah, related to history or politics, or working on this worldview of mine that I want to achieve at some point.
You just got to practice that when you are distracted, you have to say, this moment isn't going to repeat again. Maybe tomorrow I'll say, I should have stayed there. I should have been my whole body and soul there. So you should practice and practice. And someday you won't even realize you're everywhere.
All people have issues, and when I can feel that I brought something to them, that I was useful, that's the moments when I feel the most, when I feel my life to be the most meaningful.
Well, of course, my parents are great role models for me because they always work hard and they really inspire me and stuff like that. And, of course, they're very loving and I can always talk to them about everything, which is really nice.
I'm trying to pick activities or books or things that will teach me something or that I can develop from as a person.
What's the biggest challenge of your generation?
We've dealt with lots of fires all around the globe, and the acidic ocean is getting more and more acidic each day, and the temperature is increasing in the pole region. Extinction is getting higher and higher.
I think this whole pandemic would also have like a great impact on people with mental health issues.
It's a gift and it's also a flaw. I would say social media.
Obvious answer, but I think that would be climate change, just because that's something that's going to be very present over the next years or decades.
But social media helps to talk with someone who lives in South America or Australia at the same time that we are here in Europe. But there are also all the flaws of social media, addiction and FOMO, etc. That people are experiencing new feelings they didn't have before.
I think it's gonna control our life, our biodiversity life. It's gonna get disordered, and I don't think we can live through it.
They haven't said much about people's mental health, which I think will also be greatly affected during this time when you can't see anybody and you're all alone in your own house.
And of course, this current crisis will also be a big challenge, but I don't know, from just a whole different kind of challenge, I would guess.
That's my feeling about social media, because I enjoy posting pictures, etc., and watching what other people are doing, but I don't only want to be a witness, I also want to be an actor, live my life.
The world after COVID-19.
One thing I noticed is that with this whole pandemic, to me, it has kind of shown me the vulnerability of, globalization.
I think we will be more careful about outbreaks like this in the future. And of course, like not hoard toilet paper and stuff like that anymore, hopefully. Like just, yeah, you really see how people react during times of crisis, and that's also something to really think about.
Yeah, I've heard people saying that every time there are pandemics like this one, it's linked to meat, like there is the crazy cow, now it's what a bat, etc. That I'm not saying I would like to be a vegetarian, but I think that it's also an important step that needs to be taken. Hopefully, it will help for the airline industry. That's the problem is right now. Governments are saying we are going to save all of them, but maybe if there is a change in mentality among consumers, it won't be needed.
Of course, value our freedom a lot more because we have been confined to a small space for such a long time, and when we finally get to go outside, I think we'll appreciate it a lot more.
But there's of course so much more to it also in terms of the power rivalry and what will change with that. China that's now distributing the face masks to everybody and thus gaining a lot more influence, and of course that were things that were already changing a lot, but that might become a very fast progress, or maybe other things will change. But I think definitely the relations between countries will change, and the way we look at the globalization.
We're humans with the lack of humanity. If we've got humanity, we'll love ourselves and our others, and will respect ourselves and the opinion of others, and less problems will occur.
I consider my life to be meaningful when I have the feeling I can contribute to the well-being of other people or to help them. So yes, just bring fairness, but how could we do that? I don't really know.
If you like this episode, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel.
And there's this little bell, there's like a little bell, you can ring it and always stay updated on future videos. And if you want to know more about the Ineffables, just wait for a cookie, and it's a very delicious cookie.
Merhaba, my name is Rita Maria, but everyone calls me Mia. I'm from Lebanon, 20 years old and studying veterinary medicine. I'm really into drawing small animated animals, read lots of books, and I really like to go hiking and discovering new places.
My name is Emma, I am 19 years old and I live in Utrecht, the Netherlands. I study at a liberal arts and sciences college, majoring in international history, politics and anthropology. In my free time I work as a waitress in a restaurant. I love to cook, I like to read and I sing in a vocal group. And I love spending time with my friends and family.
Hi everyone, my name's Alex. I'm from the southern part of Belgium. I'm 22 years old. Indeed, I had to celebrate my birthday during the lockdown. I'm studying international business, and during my free time, I enjoy traveling and reading.
Hi, I'm Isabel. I'm 20 years old and I'm currently studying econometrics and economics in Rotterdam. Before I moved here, I used to live in Curacao, which is also where my mom's from. My dad, on the other hand, is Dutch. In my free time, I like to go on jogs. I also like to take sports classes at my university, which unfortunately isn't possible anymore due to Corona. I like to sing.
What's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where